Hey group, this is Robert from MARET Project, and in this particular audio, we're going to take a look at MARET Anger Diagnosis, MAD, MAD, and I've already got a client loaded here. This, of course, is not a real client because I wouldn't expose confidential information to you. This is a manufactured client that doesn't really exist. But you can see that this client has taken personal portrait, anger diagnostics, and personality style assessment. The focus here is anger diagnostics. I've been doing a study behind the scenes of and confidentially with the anger diagnostics in relation to some other tests, including personal portrait, personality style assessment, and addictions. So we're going to view all here. We're going to look at anger diagnostics. And we're going to see that James, on the clinical scales, is at a 148 for intermittent explosive disorder, which is a DSM-4 diagnosis. Memory loss, we'll talk about that in a minute. An abuser type profile. This is a person whose anger seems to be associated with abuse of other people. Let's go back to memory loss. This is sometimes called psychotic rage. A person might come in and destroy an entire room in a house and storm out of the house and come back into the house later and say, oh, what happened to this room? Who did this? They don't recognize or realize. They cannot remember that they did it. I have talked to people in counseling situations where 2 days after they have done things, they do not remember that they did those things, completely blacked out of their memory. This is serious. It's extremely serious. It's extremely dangerous. This person can harm someone else, take a polygraph and pass it. It's psychotic rage. And anytime you get a memory loss score above 115, you have to start to wonder what's really going on there. You probably have some form of psychosis going on. If you've seen the person 3 or 4 times, you need to do defense mechanisms to see what's missing, to see where they're breaking with reality. You got the tools, use the tools. When you see someone on these clinical scales, when one of these scales is above 115, you need to test them using 3 other tools. It's your obligation to go see what else is going on with them. You will see this in red on the report. Addictions, personality spectrum, the PSA, personal portrait. Give all of them to them. Doesn't cost you anything to do it. Just do it. You need to be able to see what is going on with that person. I will almost guarantee you that a PSA analysis will show antisocial or borderline maladaptations. Almost assuredly. If they don't have an addictive problem, they're going to have addictive behavior issues that are very significant. So even though they may not be an addict, they may be codependent, and that addictions test will show you that information. Don't miss these other indicators in your process of looking at the anger scores. And playing that back the other way, if you administer addictions and you see extreme scores, especially in the past relationships, shame, guilt, all that kind of stuff, or if you see an elevation in antisocial or borderline, you're going to want to administer anger. It goes both ways. So that's my commentary on anger. Use these tools to your benefit. Do not miss this opportunity. There's other stuff there. When any one of these three scales is elevated, and I cannot stress enough, when this memory loss scale goes over 115, you have something on your hands that is very, very significant. So use the tools that you've been given to your benefit.